This is the opening page here, and we would typically start by just putting in your market here, whether you want to do it by county, city, or zip code, that's up to you. But I'll just start with Jacksonville since that's where we're at here. So when I pull up Jacksonville, Florida, it's going to bring up the map now.
Well, make sure you give them time.
Okay.
Snap photos of where you go in case they need them.
I will slow down.
Hey, I got to tell you something. When I'm working on a car, restoring it, I learned take pictures of the before, and then you don't know. Then you don't have to worry about not knowing how to put together the after.
Yeah,
I really do. I take a bunch of pictures of the car, and they help a great deal. Same here. Take pictures of the steps, and then you can start doing this even before you come to our 2-day thing.
Yeah, I like that. Take pictures before. That's a good strategy. So we pulled up Jacksonville here, and you can see here it pulled up 305,000+ properties here in Jacksonville. Obviously, that's a humongous list. And which ones do we target? That's the question, right?
By the way, if you live in Jacksonville, you're wasting your time doing that because we already bought all the houses that we can. They're on the market.
There's no deals here, so
right? No deals.
Go to Orlando or something.
Right. You can't beat us, man. You're slow.
Okay, so when you pull this drop down menu, it's going to give you, depending on what package you have, you could have anywhere from 8 of these factors up to 17. You got the absentee, you got active listings.
One more time.
Okay.
This might even be better if you just video this thing. I'm okay with it. Like I could stop you if I wasn't.
Yeah.
And then you can get the oral as well as the visual.
Yep, the visual, yep.
Just like you can go to YouTube and learn how to fix something on a car.
Yeah, or do anything really. That's how I learned how to run Facebook ads.
I couldn't restore cars without YouTube.
You got the tax delinquent, free and clear. So you have multiple options you can pick from. They got zombie property. And if you don't know what a property
what is zombie
point means, you go to the question mark here and it'll tell you these properties are in pre-foreclosure process and are also vacant. So vacant pre-foreclosure house.
That's a zombie
property, yeah.
Who come up with that name?
Yeah, I'm not sure on that, but you got pre-foreclosure, foreclosures. Just a note here, foreclosures are bank-owned properties. For pre-foreclosures are on this platform or anything.
Wait a minute, foreclosures means they've already been foreclosed on.
Correct, foreclosed and been to the auction and the bank took them back afterwards.
Which, frankly, I don't think is a very good list to mail to. Because the bank is not going to talk to you. They're going to list these things with realtors, and it takes them forever. So make sure you know the difference there. Mailing to foreclosures, I would guess, would be a waste of mail.
I would agree, unless you're doing it into short sales or something like that. But
now pre-foreclosures means the seller still owns the property.
Correct.
Hasn't gone to the steps yet. The bank has no say-so in this thing. If somebody wants to buy the property from the seller.
Yep. So you would just kind of start here. Where would you want to start? Do you want to start with? I typically direct people to do vacant houses. That's typically low-hanging fruit, easiest. It's already vacant, probably needs some work, and people might be willing to sell it for a discount, which is what we're looking for.
About vacant or vacant out-of-town owners?
Vacant, just vacant properties.
But you're going to overlay that with out-of-town owners.
We can, yep.
All right, so guys, catch up. Now we call it stacking. We know they're vacant, and now we know they're out-of-town owners, which greatly amplifies the chances that they'll be motivated sellers.
Yep. When you do the vacant, it brought it down to about 5,800 properties, almost 5,900. So that's still a pretty big list. Now stack that with the absentee owner. So that means it's a vacant house and the owner does not live.
Okay. Where are you seeing the number of it?
Right here. It's real small.
I can't see that.
Yeah. Or you could do, it's right here. I highlighted it blue in the top corner right here. I'm circling around it right now. Yeah. That's how many properties currently in Jacksonville that are vacant and are absentee. Yep.
How many did you say?
We got about 4,000 right now. 4,000 properties there. Yep. Here on the left side, you'll see that it's taking single-family, condo, townhouse, multifamily, apartment, and other. I usually knock out at least the other apartments and multifamily. Condos and townhouses, you can make that call. If you want to leave them or not, I'd say why not? It doesn't hurt.
I buy them.
Yeah. Okay. So then we got that down narrow to about 3,800 properties here on the bottom. Now, this is kind of my favorite part of the feature here, or of the system, is being able to create my own house avatar. What ideal house do I want to buy? Because I know that this list I'm going to mail to and call, I'm going to have several people raise their hand and say, yeah, actually, I'm looking to sell. So I want to make sure when those are yeses, that's a house that I want to purchase. That fits my buy box in a sense.
So you start with what, 3?
So I would start here, make sure that we got the single condo townhouse. We got it. Yep, 3 bedrooms at least is my ideal house, and at least 1,000 square feet. I know that's one of them. And we'll see that. As you can see, it updates your property listing. Now we're down to 2250 here. You can also add bathrooms or year built or anything if you wanted a pool. Yeah, at least one, which are all, we can do that as well. And I always say year built, maybe if you live in an area that has a lot of older homes, 1800, 1900, and you don't want to deal with those.
From 60s and up.
Okay. Yeah.
And I bought a house less than the 60s.
Yeah.
But you got to put something in it.
Yeah. That's a good one, 1960. So now we got a vacant house with absentee owner, single family condo townhouse, at least 3 bedrooms, at least 1,000 square feet, at least 1 bathroom, and built after 1960. Give us 908 properties.
Okay. Is there another layer we ought to put on it somewhere?
Yeah, we can put we can go down to liens. If you wanted to put any kind of lien on it, if it had a judgment, a general lien, HO lien, a mechanics lien, a tax government lien, you could do that, a utility lien.
Okay, so now you're going to anything with these liens on it.
Correct.
Good. That's good.
Yeah. So if you want to do like a utility lien, for example.
Oh, that's good. Well, that's right. The house is vacant.
Yeah, that one had 0 properties utility liens on it.
About delinquent taxes.
Taxes. That's another one. We could stack this list again. Just add tax delinquency back up in this area here.
I don't knock it way down.
Yeah. So now we got 192 properties.
Yeah, way down, maybe a little too far.
Yeah, we can take the tax off just for now.
Well, wait a minute. Let's talk about that.
Okay.
Guys, if they're delinquent on their taxes, they got financial issues. Good chance the property's not in very good shape either. I wish we could plug in junkers.
Yeah.
Yeah, just give me all the junkers.
Well, you could kind of do that to a certain degree if you put the property valuation. So maybe you only, it doesn't necessarily guarantee it, but
take out. I think take out the tax delinquent. What do you think?
Yes, sir. I did. Yeah, that's 908 right now.
I do want valuation minimum value. What do you going? That's going to totally depend on where you live, though.
Yeah, I usually stick to the max value, that median home price. It's kind of what my go-to is.
I don't agree with that. Median home price here in Jacksonville is pushing $300,000, and I get these things from my realtor over my cell phone, and with the same kind of criteria. I put anything. Remember, I'm looking for junkers. Okay, in this particular list, I'm looking for junkers only. Therefore, I want the low price properties in the area. So in my case, I'd put anything that's listed below 150.
Okay.
And you're still going to get some properties on that that they've renovated and they put on the market. Quite a few of them actually. Then I went down to 125. I don't want anything listed more than 125. That gives me almost 100% junk. I don't know, maybe 80% junk. You're going to have to adjust that number to where you live. Look, I'm less than half of the average value in Jacksonville by putting in a maximum of you put in 150, maximum 150.
Yeah, it came with 219 properties.
Okay, that's better.
Yeah.
And that assures us that we're in the low priced areas looking for junkers.
Yep.
Okay. I don't know. I think
it's a pretty solid list. I did want to touch a couple more things here. Just you don't have to do them necessarily on this list, but you can also put the list down to, do you want it properties owned by individuals? Do you want them in LLCs? Do you want them in trusts? Do you want them corporations? I usually stick to just individuals.
I agree. Let's see what that does too.
So that would knock it to about 90 people now, 90 properties.
Well, good. Let's just, now you're going to, what's anything else you want to pick?
I won't necessarily pick anything. Just want to touch base. We can come back to this when we're looking for terms deals, but this is a good one to use for the mortgage interest rate and loan to value when you're targeting certain properties that have those mortgages on them.
That's more in terms though. Yeah.
Yeah. More terms. Yep.
Okay. So let's go down that list again. They're vacant. They're out of town owners. We know they're at least 1,000 square foot, at least 3 bedroom, 1 bath. And listed for less than are on the market. Well, wait a minute.
They're not listed. The max value of the house is 150 based off of the kind of like their estimate here.
Well, we need them. Yeah, well, we can't do this. When I get them from the realtor, there's an asking price. We didn't know they're for sale.
Yeah, that's why I usually stick that median.
So you probably should take that out of there.
Okay. Yeah.
That maximum.
Yeah.
Value. God, that is in some areas that's a crack house.
Yeah.
And here it ain't far from it.
No, we still got 411 properties. I took that one off there.
That's good.
Yeah.
Okay.
There is some listing information here. If you were maybe an agent or wanted some expireds and stuff like that, you can mess with that. This one here is also some foreclosure information. Hey, if the house is going to auction in the next 6 months or 3 months, or
Well, just kicks and grins. Put that one in there. Let's see what that does.
3 months or 6 months. The
That's
next 3. Okay. That one from 411 to 0.
okay.
And
Can't
they
do
put
that.
6 properties or 6 months. That's still 0. We could also try, maybe they've been filed on in the last 6 months and see if that brought 1 property, which could be a pretty good property to target. But I'll leave that one just.
I'll just take that back.
Yeah.
Okay.
So total right now, lifts us with 411 properties.
Okay. Now, you guys, if you were following those steps, of course, the first time is always going to be the hardest one. And you're going to spend a little bit of time working with this because, frankly, our VAs can do all this crap for you, but I don't think you want your VAs picking your list for you. You need to do that on your own. And then hit the save button. Don't forget to do that.
Yeah, we're going to get to that right now, actually.
All right, let's hit the save button.
So I know there were a few questions yesterday regarding the FSBO lead service. So this is the feature here that is replacing it. So when you have your list, you feel comfortable with it, you're going to click this little button called Deal Alerts, and it's going to ask you to create a description of your list. I would recommend you be pretty detailed in your description because you're going to have 4, 5, 6 different lists, and you just want to know where those properties are coming from. Because when I save my list, I'm going to start getting emails on a daily or weekly basis.
What are you going to call our list? This is our list.
Yes,
sir. Our mailing.
Yeah,
List,
got
right?
yeah. No, I got you. No, I'm with you. This is a vacant.
Just call it vacant, low end or whatever.
Yeah, vacant 3-bed, 1,000 square feet. That's what I'll leave it at. So at least I know some criteria. I would recommend you do a little bit more than that in the future, but just hit that save. So now my list is saved. So anytime a house fits this criteria that we set, because these factors change, right? Absentee and high equity and vacant, those things change. So a house that here in November 8th is not vacant might be in January 8th, and that property is going to pop into your search criteria, and you will receive an email that says, hey, John, you have 5 new properties that have entered your search criteria, and it'll give you the addresses. You can take them, skip trace them, send them to your VA to call, or set up a mailing thing through here too. So
now every time another house meets these criteria, AI is going to find it, or they change the price on. Well, they don't even know that they're trying to sell a house. So any of the other parameters.
Just if they fit into that search criteria, you're going to get that address.
Now, of course, one point is since that list is so small, don't expect a whole bunch of houses to keep coming at you, which is good actually, because what you've done is narrowed down 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 houses down to some very qualified houses, and you don't want your list to be big if it's extremely qualified. Let it be small, save a lot of postage. So this list is absolutely worth mailing to 6 times.
Okay.
Worth chasing, worth skip tracing, worth calling, worth texting.
Yep.
All of the above.
Yes, sir.
And now, guys, that's just one list. Okay. You could spend now to Christmas creating such a long list of lists. You need a computer just to keep track of them, which actually, right here. And now think about it. Let's say you got 10 of these different lists on here. Now you got 10 groups that are going to be throwing houses that fit in that group to you on a constantly basis.
Yep.
And once you save it, it's going to stay there till you unsave it, isn't it?
Correct. Yep. Forever. Yeah.
So instead of getting a lot of leads on people that have their house listed on Zillow for sale, you're getting a lot less leads on people that are more likely to sell.
Yep.
Now, please don't take that to mean that everybody that calls you is going to buy your house. It just ain't going to happen.
Yeah.
All right.
Correct.
All right.
I would also say on the deal alerts here, like create 5, 6 at the beginning and let those simmer for a few months. Like I don't want people coming in here every single day or week thinking they have to recreate some list, the magic list. Like get 4, 5, 6 that you really like. Start getting the leads from there. Start sending the mail. And as you get those leads, feed them to your VA and sleeps in the mail. I would say sit on them for 60, 90, maybe more days and really let the leads come to you. Because if you come in here every single day trying to create a list, you're just going to, I don't know, it just becomes, you can go down rabbit holes.
There's no need if you're creating the same list.
Correct. Yeah, there's only so many lists you can create.
You know what else? No.